Imagine waking up one morning and finding out the whole fortune of your country, billions of dollars, had disappeared overnight. Not because of war, not because of a natural disaster, but because of greed, lies, and one of the most shocking money crashes in history. This is the story of the South Sea Bubble, the $500 billion crash that ruined lives, bankrupted families, and shook a nation to its core. And the scary part? The same thing still happens today. The year was 1711. Britain was growing fast as an empire. Its navy was strong, its colonies were expanding, and people believed the future was bright. But there was a big problem. The country was drowning in debt from years of war. The government owed huge amounts of money and needed a way out. So a new company was created, the South Sea Company. On paper, it sounded perfect. The company promised to take over Britain's crushing debt. In return, it would get exclusive rights to trade with South America. To everyday people, this looked like a golden chance. They dreamed of ships sailing back from the New World filled with gold, silver, and exotic goods. But here's the truth. Spain controlled South America. Britain was only allowed one ship a year. So the promise of endless riches was mostly an illusion. Still, people wanted to believe, and when people want to believe, reality doesn't matter. The South Sea Company didn't need real trade to make people excited. It used hype. Pamphlets were handed out on the streets. Newspapers wrote about the incredible profits investors would make. Coffee house, the social media of that time, were buzzing with gossip and wild stories. Even the famous scientist Sir Isaac Newton bought shares. If a genius like Newton was in, how could it be a bad deal? The company made bold promises. They painted pictures of unlimited money and treasures from across the ocean. Politicians supported it, newspapers hyped it up, and soon everyone wanted in. It wasn't just about money anymore. It was about hope, about the chance to finally escape the struggles of daily life. If you're still here, I'm guessing you are enjoying this video. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss what is next. By 1720, South Sea stock exploded in price. Shares that started at £100 climbed to over £1,000 in just months. London went crazy. People sold their houses, borrowed money, and emptied their savings just to buy shares. The dream of fast riches was unstoppable. And it wasn't just the South Sea Company. Other city companies popped up too. One promised to extract sunlight from cucumbers. Another said it would make square cannonballs. The most ridiculous of all was a company that simply said, a company for carrying out an undertaking of great advantage, but nobody know what is it. And shockingly, people still invested. When the crowd goes mad, logic disappears. But nothing lasts forever. By the end of 1720, cracks appeared. People started asking questions. Where were the profits? Where were the ships full of gold? The truth came out. The South Sea Company had almost no real trade. It was all smoke and mirrors. Fear spread, panic took over, share prices collapsed within weeks. Families lost everything. Merchants went bankrupt. Taverns that once cheered with excitement now filled with anger and despair. Some people couldn't take it and ended their lives. The dream had turned into nightmare. Even Isaac Newton, who had made some profit at first, jumped back in at the peak of the craze and lost almost all his fortune. Later, he admitted, "I can calculate the movement of stars, but not the madness of men." The crash left Britain in shock. Thousands were ruined and the economy was almost destroyed. The government investigated and discovered massive corruption. Powerful people had secretly taken profits while ordinary citizens were left in ruin. Politicians were disgraced, some were jailed, others lost their titles and reputations forever. But out of this disaster came change. Britain introduced new rules and tighter control of its financial system. In many ways, the South Sea Bubble shaped the way modern stock markets are regulated today. The South Sea Bubble is not just an old story from 300 years ago. It's a warning, because even now, the same thing happens again and again. Think of the dot-com bubble in the late 1990s, the housing market crash in 2008, the rise and fall of certain cryptocurrencies. The name and technologies change, but human nature stays the same. Greed, hype, the fear of missing out. These forces drive bubbles in every generation. And so, the South Sea Bubble teaches us one simple truth. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. The question is, when the next bubble comes, will we finally learn? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. The next story is already on the way.